How y'all doing? Today is about the middle of October 2021. Just about got a lot of stuff done here, but I want to start planning this town layout. How am I going to do it? I finally have all the buildings in place that I want to do, but I need to start putting some roads in and start building some sidewalks and some foundations. So I think we'll discuss that in this video. So if you want to see and listen to what I'm planning and how I'm planning to model our town, please keep watching. Well, the first thing that I want to model, because we're facing further back in the layout, I have an industrial pickup area here that I have a shipping and receiving company right here. This is actually a international freight terminal right here. My plans are to put that on the layout back by this tunnel there, because the industry needed some space in order to have 3 cars here. So the tunnel actually works as an enclosed area for the freight cars to be backed into. But let me put a picture on the screen next to you, or in front of me right now. This picture actually shows a foundation that is up next to the bottom of the rail cars. So how do I do that? How do I get this building up as high as the rail cars? So as that picture leaves the screen, let me kind of give you an idea. So if I was to lift this thing up here to about where I wanted it to go, I have to come up with a measurement. So I took a little wooden ruler, and I lift this up about where I want it. And I think if we lift that up about a 1/2 inch, that'll be sufficient. So it's 1/4 inch basically to the side of my actual Cato ballast area there. So that's 1/4 inch. So I've got some balsa wood here. That's actually 1/4 inch. So if I measure that, it's maybe that's about 1/8. But if I move this out of the way and I put this in here, that's about the height of the ballast in there. So if I was to lift this up another area, I would get to the height of that, and then I could put my building right on the top of that structure, and then the area would be even with that. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get some material that would allow me to build a structure that high. So I ordered another package. This is a package surprise number 32. So you can see number 32 on there. So let's go ahead and open this package. Let's see what's in here. I was going to have my wife Michelle do this. You know, we make up M&M Model Railways. But guess I'll do it. Sometimes she's busy and has other things to do. So I like to keep the U channel going and keep things going that way. So let's see what's in here. So the first thing that I ordered some, they're very well packaged. I ordered some T-pins. Let's go ahead and cut this. Oh, these are basically foam nails, but they're T-pins, as you can see in there. I wanted to get something that would help me to tack down my risers, because we're gonna still keep building. But the real thing I ordered was a piece of styrofoam, and that's all that's in there. This piece of styrofoam measures a 1/4 inch by 12 inches by 2 feet. So now that 1/4 inch gets me up to the height of the ballast here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it gets me right up there. So if I cut this and shape this in a way that I can lay my building on here, but see, it's gonna be a 1/2 inch tall, because I got to go up twice the height of this in order to get it high enough. So also we're gonna have semis that are gonna have to back up. They're gonna have to get into this area here. So I'm gonna have to build the front of it up, and also so they can go uphill. And being that's parked in a parking lot or a hill there, I've got to figure out how I'm going to, build it up. So when a truck comes in here to come in here and back up to offload, they will be able to get into there. So another thing I want to do is I want my church to set up a little higher. And then I want to slope my sidewalk down to it. It probably won't be that gradual, but if I was to set, my 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, I think even that 1/4 of an inch, which is a little bit higher, would be cool. And then it would slope down, and then I can slope the ground up to it. So we got my church here. We've got the grocery store. We've got a bank, and we've got a little post office. So the way I'm seeing this is these are all plug and plays. This one's plug and play, this one's plug and play, this one's plug and play. This one's not plug and play, but I'm going to put a light in there. The church doesn't have a light, so I'm going to put one underneath that. But I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make the roads. But what I want to do is I want to make the roads wide enough so I can have parking area along each side of my road, then have my road basically working in there. So if I set 4 cars here side by side, that'll give me the width of what I'm going to have to make for the road plus the sides of it. So I think that's what I want to do first, is I want to establish the roads. I've already basically established them with my red lines, but I'm going to figure out where I'm going to do my horizontal parking at, where you pull in and you back up. And I think I'm going to put a road, like an alleyway coming around here. So the van that works for the railroad here can have access to this area. This area is all going to be concrete. So I'm going to run that styrofoam all the way up to the edge of this, and then I'm going to slope the driveway so it comes up to it. So this area is going to be higher, this area is going to be higher, and we'll have to see about the post office and the rest of these areas, but I think that's the plan. So I think that'll be a pretty cool deal. So let me do some train running, and let's see what's going on here. Got the old steam train. He was parked at what I'm going to be calling my train yard. And he has to start out and he's got to start climbing up that area there. He does a pretty good job of running through there. So let's let him run, but let's turn his sound off. Because what I like to do is I like to show you what's going on with the industrial loop here. And so let me fire him up. So you see, as he pulls out of there, he can also back his cars up in there. I have three cars. I got my freight cars, and then I got a gondola in there just because I don't have another freight car yet. But the idea is those three cars can back up in there, and then I can uncouple those three cars. And I got a mark here where I want to uncouple that at. So I can take my uncoupling tool and I can go right behind my locomotive. Now they're uncoupled. So now I can come forward. Always got to do a little horn. And then I can throw that switch. And then I can back this guy back up into that cattle operation, and he can pick up those cattle cars there. And as you can tell, he's back in there now. But one of the reasons why I want to put an access road here, let me show you. Now this guy can come and he can park right here, and he can shut his train down here because this is basically a switcher train. He can shut down right here, kill his headlight, and he's done for service. So a little van can come here and pick him up, and then that van can come back out right here, and he can bring them into the yard office, and they can log out and go home, or they can walk across the crossing and then they can come home. So that kind of gives you the idea of what the old layout looks like. Let me bring in that 5203 into the train yard here. Let me stop him where he's gonna go. And there you have it, my friends. And here pretty quick, we'll be taking this and going that way. That one's going to be remodeled and it's going to go straight. Let me give you an idea of what I'm going to do here. So I got an easement. I've got a quarter, another easement. So this makes up a quarter of a turn. So quarter, quarter, and then this. So it'd make a half. So this whole thing is a quarter of a turn. So that's what this is. So all I got to do is I got to break this right here, switch that around, and then that thing can come over here, and it can come out right here at the end of the camera, and then that's the way it'll run. But what I want to do is I want to make this flat in here because he's pulling out of the siding, and then he comes over the crossing here, which is a re-railer, but then he starts going uphill here. I don't want that to happen because sometimes my cars will come uncoupled, and then you don't want that to happen. So I'm going to make this all flat in here, and then once it gets over here and starts straightening out, then I'll elevate it to go that way. So that's what's going to go on here. And what I've been doing also for your amusement is I've been doing updates, and that's what you've seen at the beginning of this video, which were bi-monthly updates of what this layout actually looks like over the course of the year. So here pretty quick, you're going to be seeing November's update at the beginning of my videos, and then when we switch over to 2022, we're going to be starting over, and we'll be putting our camera on this side to do the updates, because in 2022, hopefully we're going to start working on Module 2. That's the hopes, but I want to get this town done. I want to do some more highlights on this stream right here. I think I'm going to have to put some, maybe I'd like to have some ripples in there so it looks like that's moving instead of just standing still. So, we do that with some high-class Mod Podge, so I'll be doing that. And then over there on that end over there, where you see those, I don't know if you can see those two red pegs, but just short of that water tower over there on that side, there's going to be a waterfall that's going to come down and splash into that, and it's going to come back over here. So I think that's going to be a pretty cool thing. I've got a lot of videos planned, not just step build videos, but we're going to do some operations. We're going to do some different things too that has been kind of on my mind. We've got vehicles here that can be in videos, and so I'll be doing some play videos too, not just what's going on in that area. So I hope you liked this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and please share this with your friends. We'll see you soon.